going down, fuck the world, I'm a thug. Tell them can't nothing stop me but a slug.
Very true. Let me ask you this real quick before we talk about this weekend. I don't listen to these conference calls. I can't do it. It bothers the fuck out of me. To do that. I barely watch press conferences unless it's like a fighter that will actually say some shit. That isn't just the usual fight whoever's in front of me shit like that, and I can't wait to get in there and whatever. But there's been an outcry from today's UFC 217 conference call about Joanna Jędrzejczyk kind of using that mental health thing against Rose, saying she's mentally unstable, a bunch of other shit. Meanwhile, Rose stood up for it. Like, if you guys see any of the articles or whatever, like there's a lot of push on Rose. We can say that right now. But here's my question on this: Is Joanna wrong? Like, in your opinion, for using this against Rose?
No. I mean, listen, man, there is no wrong. Who are we, the fucking police? Like, people kill me with this shit, man. Like, they're is it fucked up? Yeah. And could you use this as a reason to not like a champion? Sure. A reason to root for Rose to win this fight? Absolutely. But did she do something inappropriate or cross a line? I don't think so. No. I mean, this is the motherfucking fight game, guys. And I'm not trying to like come down on the snowflakes or no shit, but everybody, hey man, they're gonna fucking fist fight in a cage at a certain point. Sometimes shit gets bad. The only time shit like that, I would say like you've crossed a line or some shit is somebody's kids. If somebody's got a kid that's fucking, handicap or some shit, something said like that, I might be like, okay. But, people have talked about people's dead parents and shit. Like, shit gets nasty in this game, man. They're going to fight. They're not going to compete in a polo competition.
Now, here's my thought on this. I think Joanna, probably unintentionally, maybe intentionally, who knows? I think she was just trying to get in Rose's head. I think she just unintentionally sold the shit out of this fight. Because if you see the way that whole interview and that whole conference call is trending on Twitter and social media, a lot of people are really pissed at Joanna now. We're talking like people that were fans of Joanna, and there's a lot of push on Rose. I think a lot of people are going to tune into this fight, and it's going to be a decent part of it is going to be because of this thing today with this whole mental health thing. So I think she might have unintentionally sold the shit out of this fight. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, Eddie, you might be getting a lot. I don't think anybody's going to put down any money that they weren't going to put down.
No.
I do think that the interest of this fight is greater.
Exactly. Yes.
For sure. My interest is greater now. I was rooting for Rose before, but listen, I've got members of my family that suffer through mental health shit. I've got really people that I'm super close to that suffer through mental health shit. So do I think it was a cunty thing to say or do? You betcha. I was rooting for Rose before, but I definitely want to see Rose beat that ass now. So it raised my interest level, generally speaking. So fucking A.
Yeah. And the Raider says, I listened, it was cutthroat, Joanna, for sure. It was kind of dirty. I thought so too, because I heard the clip and I was like, God, dude, come on, man. I mean, all right, cool.
But that's what we do, man. That's what we're here for, right? Like, listen, stop fucking crying, everybody. If we had got on there and she had said a bunch of boring shit, we'd be fucking putting her on the cross for being boring. Listen. True. Say, do you, if that's how she feels, if she feels like you're mentally weak because you had mental problems in your family and shit like that, let's speak the fuck up and say it.
Yeah.
Don't play a friendly game of basketball. You are going to beat the fuck out of each other for fucking 12 pounds of gold. Let's get after it. Don't hold back.
And Jesse, does something like this change your opinion about it? Like whether you're rooting for a fighter or not?
Not necessarily. In this case, I agree with you, Eddie. I think this is more of her trying to sell this fight. And it's just one of those things where, sometimes in your head, when you think of something, it sounds a lot better. And then when you say it, and it gets repeated back to you, then you're like, yeah, I probably shouldn't say that. It's like that whole Bisping situation against, who was it, Luke Rockhold? Where, he called him a faggot, and then he's right away like, I shouldn't have said that. It's those spur of the moment type things sometimes where, you say things that, like I said, in your head, they sound okay, and they don't sound like they're that spin that people put on them. And sometimes that spin is just, you know, what people put on them, and that's not your fault sometimes.
Attitude was fucking, these motherfuckers love it to be a soldier. Must maintain composure at ease, don't like to